morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jean Dorio.
on your hometown station, KHTS 98.1 FM and AM 1220. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And I guess it's just you and me, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yes.
We can talk about many aspects of senior living that face older adults in this community. And, the population here, Barbara, of older adults is increasing rapidly.
Oh,
and
yes.
why is that? Because we have good environment, we have schools for their grandkids, we
right.
have senior living facilities, and we have a great new facility, a senior center. So there are reasons why older adults are moving to this area. And, we have to not only be aware that they're here, but we have to, capture their emotions and make sure that they are cared for. And that is not going to be an easy task because for the most part, it is not happening in most places around the world, let alone in California. But here in Santa Clarita, it is a totally different story.
Well, we've had an increase in seniors living here now ever since I've lived here.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people have moved out here from the San Fernando Valley and surrounding areas because it was a delightful place to move to.
Mm-hmm.
It was cheaper to live up here. I don't know whether that's the case now.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I moved here, I moved from the San Fernando Valley,
Mm-hmm.
and it was much nicer. There weren't as many people. Granted, we do have quite a population here, but still, it's nowhere near as big as the San Fernando Valley.
But we also, when we moved here, both of us moved here, we were not seniors.
No, that's true.
We were not seniors. We were moving into an arena, a new home, because it was the best place to move, the best place to be. And things have changed because everybody, they didn't see us getting older.
Oh, of course not.
But they did
didn't
see
either.
that it was a, well, I did notice as I looked in the mirror every day. But, there are so many aspects of Santa Clarita that has been taken and raised up to a different level. And, one of them, let's talk about the city of Santa Clarita. The city of Santa Clarita, was founded, I think it was 1987, right? December 15th, 1987. And it had to organize. It had the garbage collection, streets, street lights, stop signs, schools, you name it, had to be organized. That was done. In the background, though, were people like us who were aging, but then being able to say, okay, we need a different aspect of how we are going to be cared for. And the city has stepped forward in helping us do that.
But before that time, in the 70s, when my husband was alive,
Russ
Cochran,
Mm-hmm.
he was he worked at the Sauga School District. He was a principal for 24 years up here, then moved into administration, and the superintendent wanted him to become a community representative.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that happened here is that in doing so much research, we found out that there was nothing up here. There were no medical facilities, no dental facilities. There was nothing up here to accommodate seniors.
Correct.
Nothing, absolutely nothing. And so what happened is that we formed a group called, it was the Committee on Aging, an offshoot of one down in the county. And Antonovich was quite supportive, and we were able to work toward getting the senior center, the old one.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to get that started, and facilities up here that would help seniors.
Right. organizing that.
Yes,
Yeah,
organizing
the
that.
recognition that the need was going to be there. And
That's right.
interestingly enough, once again, you and Russ were not seniors at the time,
No.
but you saw the need. And there's so many people still who are in this community who were our age then, but they are now, and they're still recognizing the need for the older adults to be watched over and cared for.
That's right. And at that time, it was the Community Health Council. That's what Russ started. Santa Clarita Valley Community Health Council. And we got so many community leaders involved who were able to reach out and get the needed services up here. Finally, County Mental Health moved up here. And that was a big, big boon to us. And then other doctors, psychologists, dentists, you name it, everyone started moving up here because there was an incredible need. You know, people were going down to the valley to get their medical care, which was ridiculous. So that's how it started.
Well, remember the 5 freeway didn't exist
That's
for a
right.
long time. I mean, just think
And
about
neither
that.
did the 14.
Neither did the 14.
Because
and
I
there,
used to get on my motorcycle with my kids and drive up right up to the end of my street and go up the hill. And that was
where the 14
is
right.
now. Yes.
Yeah, people don't fathom that
No.
that nothing was here. The
That's exactly
highways
right.
weren't here. But with the evolution, with the building of the roads here, it brought in the people, it allowed people to come in. But they built Magic Mountain, and then everybody, this whole community, where do you live? Oh, in Santa Clarita. Where's Santa Clarita? Magic
Mountain. That's right. Well, the only road we had up here was the old road.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the only way
to take
you
us
could get
up to
in
Bakersfield.
here. That's right.
Yeah, and Fraser Park and those areas. I mean, they're at Fort Tejon. They were just out there.
That's
But yeah, I used to remember driving. We used to go north. We lived in Los Angeles, and we used to go north on the old road. And I tell you, I get car sick. And that winding, how many turns are there? 248 or something like
It's
that.
unbelievable.
Back
Well,
and forth, hairpin
part
turns.
of it went into Palmdale and Lancaster,
Yep.
Acton. The other part went up to Tejon
Yes.
and to Hatchby.
Yeah, people don't understand what was here before. It was just a unsettled community, but it grew, and coming back to the realization that we needed to have a senior center, mental health, and the county. It was a part of LA County, so the county helped to step in as well. But the city was founded, and because the city was founded, they looked at the needs of the community and recognized that the seniors were going to need help.
That's right.
And they got highly involved in doing that. And interestingly enough, of our city council members now, out of the 5, there are 4 who are seniors. And so but they weren't before. When they started, they were not seniors, but they were still recognizing that the needs that they were going to have had to be taken care of then, and now that recognition is carried on.
That's right.
And so
That's right.
an age-friendly community, which is now out there, it's worldwide, it's nationwide, and it's California-wide, but LA County has promoted age-friendly communities. And the city adopted that recognition probably in October of last year, and they said we are going to start to implement what some of the needs are going to be that are already out there. And the state of California just became an age-friendly state, but the city of Santa Clarita became an age-friendly community. So there are different domains like transportation, housing, healthcare, blah, 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 blah. All of those things are, have to be built up. But the city has taken it upon themselves to do that so that especially older adults can be recognized and aware of how we can assure that all these can be implemented to help them out and remain in our community. It is not an easy task.
No, well, I've been here since 1968, and there was absolutely nothing here. Open space all over the place. In fact, the first senior complex was Friendly Valley.
Yeah.
and they've been here for years, and they have expanded tremendously. But I used to live I still do live across the street from Friendly Valley, in the housing tract across from them. And but like I said, there was nothing up here. Nothing but wide open spaces.
People don't
And we used
realize,
to-
yeah.
The kids and I used to love to get on our motorcycles and ride all over the place. You can't do that now.
No,
Now
you can
these
move
were
in
dirt
certain,
bikes.
yeah.
These were dirt
But
bikes.
there were no theaters.
No.
Yeah, we had no theaters here. People don't realize that now. Now we have theaters, Canyon Country and Valencia, but we had no theaters. We didn't have a mall.
No.
It was a parking lot. Remember, it was
That's
left
right.
open.
That's right.
We didn't have a mall. Metrolink did not exist.
No.
You know, we had no train service. Now we hear the toots of the horn, sometimes at the wrong time of the night. But we hear that too, that music coming out from our trains and taking people through the valley. So a lot of this wasn't here, but because it wasn't, the recognition became, well, as people move here, we need to take care of those who are here. So getting back to the city of Santa Clarita and their investment in time and effort will be in seniors and the public aging in place, and the public aging with responsibility. So they have likened to that now, and that is an important aspect. Just like we have open space now, we have preserves out there, we have walking paths and paseos. The city and county have done just a great job in
They have.
making this community viable for everybody to still participate in.
Absolutely. And it's become an incredible place to live. I wouldn't live any other place. I really wouldn't. And like I said, I've been here since 1968, and I've watched the valley grow and the numbers of people increase, and the housing tracts and the apartments and all of that kind of thing. And so many seniors moving out here, plus the people who lived here when I first came here, they are seniors now. And they have watched this community grow. And there's a place for them to live.
Yeah. With that, though, all those positives that are going on, there are things that are difficult, again, that we're seeing just recently, when very close, 3 blocks away from here, Whispering Oaks apartment units for seniors, they had their rent increase like 50%. And jumping forward was the city right away to help bring in pro bono attorneys to look at the county and look at the state and say, what are the laws? And they pretty much said to the owners of the complex, you can't do this. It's against the law. You're violating the law. They came in and they said, okay, you're not going to raise these rents like that. And now it's not a stalemate, and nobody backed off, but the law was stated, the process evolved, and now those who are living there don't have to move out and become homeless or move out of the valley.
And that's what would have happened.
That's
Can you
exactly what would have
imagine
happened.
the numbers of seniors who would have been turned out of their homes?
Oh, gee.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It hurts to think about it.
But it's our
It is.
community that rose up, the
Yes.
city that rose up to say, hey, we're going to make sure that these older adults are taken care of, that they're not going to be put out and on the street or have to move out of this community. And, you said you love living here and you would live nowhere else. And that's right. And many of the seniors living in Whispering Oaks said the same thing. But here they were faced with a rent increase going from like $850 to $1,300, all in one shot.
And that's ridiculous.
That's
And I think we need to take a break, don't we? I see an evil eye over there looking at us. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, 1220 AM, KHTS.
If you are a small business owner or self-employed and owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, call Anthem Tax Services today. 866-630-2694. We have saved millions of dollars in tax debt, and our goal is to reduce your tax debt to as little as possible. We are confident enough in our services to offer a 100% money-back guarantee. Call for a free consultation, and we'll also take care of your tax case study for free. 866-630-2694. 866-630-2694.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Save water and save money. SCV Water wants to help you find your fit and take advantage of conservation rebate programs that will help you save. Water your landscape more efficiently. Replace your lawn with water-wise plants. Conduct free in-home water surveys. Cover your swimming pool and more. Find the programs that fit your needs and start saving today. Visit conserve.yourscvwater.com to learn more.
That's conserve.yourscvwater.com.
Honey, I just saw that Owning does 30-year fixed no closing cost loans up to $765,000 at a 3.375% rate in APR.
Wow. I wish we hadn't got that $600,000 refi at 4% last summer. It wouldn't make sense to refi again so soon.
Of course it would. Since Owning doesn't charge points, title, escrow, appraisal, or anything else, we can just redo our loan with a lower rate and not spend a cent to do it. Technically, we would save even if we closed yesterday.
Darling, you are so smart. Give me Owning's number before this savings chance goes away.
855-5-OWNING or go to owning.com.
Owning Corporation, Equal Housing Lender, licensed by the Department of Business Oversight under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act, NMLS 1797976. Call 833-852-6464 for terms and conditions.
Call 855-5-OWNING for 3.375% 30-year fixed no closing cost refi up to $765K today.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Dr. Gene Dorio with my co-host Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, 1220 AM and 98.1 FM, KHTS. We're talking with Barbara Cochran and myself
right.
back and forth with some of the history of Santa Clarita and the role that older adults play, but just a little bit of a sidestep to this, which many of our seniors are talking about at the Senior Center, is the Super Bowl on Sunday, and San Francisco 49ers are playing the Kansas City Chiefs. But for those of you who don't know, the backup quarterback for Kansas City is Matt Moore, who went to Hart High School. So that, that might not be a big deal, but I think it's pretty neat. We have the backup quarterback and who might get into the game, who played for Hart High School. He's going to be in the Super Bowl on Sunday.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Plus, in addition to that, Barbara, one of the coaches for the San Francisco 49ers is a woman. And that, to me, is just takes my breath away.
That
every
beyond.
having the three daughters that we have, it to me is so important in terms of where women have come from. Remember, this year is the 100-year anniversary of women voting, and it's taken that long. And when we were at the Rose Parade floats, we saw one of your colleagues, Zanta, she was on one of the floats, and they were celebrating that vote, that 100-year vote, because Zanta was founded in 1919. So they have their 100-year celebration as well.
Yes,
but
they did.
But here in this community, we both have been involved in many nonprofits, and Zanta has been one of those. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about your organization and what they continue to do every day that surpasses so many other events and things that people do here in Santa Clarita?
Well, originally, Zonta started in 1919
Mm-hmm.
on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And because women, a group of women, felt that they were not represented fairly. And that's how it started. And then it went worldwide. And our club has been involved. We started our club in 1974.
Mm-hmm.
So we have done a great deal in this community. And our main goal is to help improve the lives of women and girls.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we are that's what we base everything we do on. That's why we raise funds for that. We raise funds to help the seniors, the senior women.
Mm-hmm.
We raise funds to help school districts, Val Verde. We have girls robotics, helping
Wow.
young girls
Wow, Barbara.
build and learn how to maneuver robotic cars,
Mm-hmm.
build them, which is, it's incredible. Imagine what those young girls are learning,
Mm-hmm.
all involved in STEM.
All from STEM.
Yes,
And 100 years ago, we would, getting the vote was important, but 100 years later, look where it has brought women.
that's right.
And maybe up to the presidency one day too. I mean, it's, as we move forward, it's going to happen.
Yes, it will.
So
It
that-
will happen.
And there are other groups, nonprofits in Santa Clarita that do well. And of course, Robin and I belong to AAUW, American Association of University Women, we're also represented on the same float in the Rose Parade. And Zonta being founded here in 1974. A new organization, which is an old organization, League of Women Voters. Robin and I are on that founding committee, and we've been around for about 2 years now.
And then
we
there's
hope
also two Seroptimist clubs here. In fact, the
Yes.
Seroptimists are being hosted by the Zonta Club tonight.
wow.
And we do it yearly. Seroptimist does it one year. We do it next year. And Zonta is honoring them.
That is great.
Yeah, it really is, because all of us are working together for the same outcome, to help women and girls.
And we all have to hold hands together to be able for
Absolutely.
that to happen. And
And-
Assistance League
Oh, yes.
down the street
Oh,
here, and they've
yes.
always participating in the community ever since I got here.
Oh, yes.
Their races that they've had and helping to raise funds for different
And
organizations.
The Assistance League shop, which I'm going to be working in tomorrow. And that is, I love to do that.
And we have
that
the
raises money.
and we have the Rotary clubs and the Lions clubs and all those who have made that. And when you look at the complexion and the look of those groups, a lot of them are those who have grown up with us here in Santa Clarita,
That's
and
right.
they keep giving back and giving back and giving back. This is why we need to continue supporting all these groups to assure that, and the community, and being age friendly. As we do that, they will survive as well.
Absolutely. And they will keep these organizations going.
Absolutely, that's
critical.
Correct.
Because the groups who belong to these various organizations help keep this community what it is. We raise funds to help people in this community.
So as this area developed and evolved, we had Magic Mountain, but now we're not just known for Magic Mountain.
No.
We're known for so many other things, and the rising up and the tentacles that have been put out by you, me, and others who have, so many others who have allowed this community to grow and flourish and continue to flourish. Now we are still growing, and we're still moving beyond. We're moving into LA County. We're moving into the state, and we're having our voices heard. And to me, that is an important aspect of what we have done. And for most people who don't know, that there is the LA County Commission for Older Adults. And I am the president of that this year until July. And because of that, we have our voice there as well. It's the oldest by age and the biggest commission in LA County. And we try to bring forward information that helps those commissioners who come to the meeting to learn about the plight of others. For instance, this week we will have, this next Monday at our commission meeting, we will have a speaker who will talk about isolation and depression and loneliness for older adults. The next month we will have a speaker on Native Americans, and we continue to learn about the community and help senior centers as well as community groups who are related to older adults have their voice heard, and make sure that they're gaining and getting information related to how to make them live better and stay in their community.
Well, I'm glad that you are a representative from this community, because we did have here many years ago Committee on Aging, and Russ and I were very instrumental in starting it to make sure that we had care up here, facilities, and things like that to take care of the seniors up here.
Yeah, the Community Health Council.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, all of that, and it's amazing.
But
how
it's
this
evolved.
community-
Look how
yes.
it's evolved. It,
I know.
went from cowboys here to Magic Mountain to the a network of nonprofits and a city council that has been totally supportive to all of us in the community. It's risen up to where now we have that voice that continues to be out there to bring us the health care, to bring us the transportation, to bring us the housing that we need to have. And yes, we face still turmoil with the rents going up, the homeless, but we're going to deal with that. This is not beyond our ability to be able to figure many of these things out.
The thing that bothers me most is that some seniors are homeless. Not
Yeah.
only seniors, but a lot of them are. And when you see you see them every day. They walk up and down Main Street, and they've got a big pack on their back, and that they're going to sleep underneath a bridge or up against a wall, and that is sad. It
Yeah.
really is.
And I will give you some sad statistics that I do know, that every day in LA County, 3 homeless people die. And we don't always know why, but 3 homeless people die, and the average age is 51 years old. So that there are many who are 65 or above who are living on the street, living under bridges, living through the elements, not having their medications, don't have glasses, they can't chew food, and they can't get food. So we're not going to allow that to continue. Robin and I participated in the homeless count last week. And, it's great that they do this, that the county does it and the state does it, everybody does it. But the reality is that it's undercounted. There are way
absolutely.
more people out there that are on the street that we know of. I think there were 30 students at our local college who couch surf or live in their cars. And that's just way too many. So we're going to figure that out. We're going to extend ourselves beyond the city level and into the county and state level to be able to make sure that especially older adults are cared for.
But how can you get an accurate count of homeless people?
And you can, yeah, and you know how you do that? And this is unconstitutional as far as I'm concerned, but you can tag everybody. And that's not going to work. Nobody's, people don't want to be tagged or put a wristband around them because it stigmatizes them. So,
Yes, it does.
that has been thought of, that has been brought out because we know we're underestimating the count. But because, the monies that are being spent on homelessness reflect that count, are reflected in that count. And that count, it being low, none of us are getting enough money. And here in Santa Clarita, we have to realize we know the last time I heard, and I keep putting this out because I haven't heard since, but there were 13 older adults that we know of in Santa Clarita who were on the street, 13. So there are probably more, and that was probably a year ago I heard that. So there are probably even more than
I'm sure
that.
there are. I'm sure there are. I just, 13?
Yeah.
That's all?
Yeah, in Santa Clarita.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, with
think
the
there
other
are more.
statistics, it does not blend in. But
No, it
you know,
doesn't.
the count, the way it's done, and it's no one's fault. I mean, I think they will perfect it, but the way it's done needs to have a little bit better correction to it and an understanding. So that's a problem. But it doesn't stop the rest of us from reaching forward to the LA County level through LACOA, the LA County Commission for Older Adults, and I also represent the LA County at the state level for the Commission on Aging, and I go to Sacramento for meetings where I represent this county. Now, there are like 33 counties that go meet, and representatives from each one, but you know, our county is the biggest, gets over 10 million that I feel responsible for when I go.
Exactly. What is the LA County Commission for Older Adults? What does that stand for, and what do you do?
Well, we meet monthly downtown, and we're under the board of LA County Board of Supervisors, and there are of course 5 districts, and you know, I've represented I think there's 6 of us in total from the 5th district that have been elected to the commission, and we meet to look at the different aspects of how our seniors are living and blend that with the city of Los Angeles as well as the state of California, and looking at all the ways that we can make living better for the seniors and bringing relevance and education, understanding, and also folding government into how we are going to make sure that older adults are cared for. So it's a group of us, and like I said, there are 5 districts that we all convene downtown, and we meet on a monthly basis to churn these things out. It's usually 2 to 3 hour meeting, and we have subcommittees, and and it's based on housing, transportation, and the important health care, things like that. There's politics to it. There's legislation that we look at and see what the threats are, see what the positive things are, bring them forward, and then we go out into the communities and interact with and to get ideas and problems that our older adults are facing. So it's a critical part the LACOA, LA County Commission for Older Adults, is doing for this community. But it is from Santa Clarita, since I'm the president of it, I get to reach into county government and have our voices heard, especially from Santa Clarita. And Catherine Barger is great at listening to us and hearing our voice. So we have sitting in downtown LA, the ability to get information to them so that they can also raise the issues concerning laws and things that will help seniors live better here in Santa Clarita, but throughout the county.
So you're involved, letting them know the homeless, the health care, all of that kind of thing involving seniors.
We blend it in with everybody else whose voices are heard, but since we are specifically representing older adults, that allows us to have, I believe, a greater voice. And that's why, over at the Senior Center, we have now Robin is the head of advocacy. And we have to be able to advocate for older adults in the community, but throughout the state. And Robin and I have been elected to the California Senior Legislature, which is under the California Legislature. And so we're both assembly people. There are 13 from Los Angeles County, and Robin and I are 2 of them. And because we have voice. We go up to Sacramento. We've made 10 proposals in terms of laws that will for the state legislature. We have 4 that also have gone to the county. And these are all related to senior activities, homelessness, and hospice care, health care. All of it is related to how we are going to live and how we are going to survive. So we have an extension from LA County now also into the state of California. So, and because of that,
That's critical.
it's critical.
It is.
It's critical at
Absolutely
all levels,
Yes.
from the city of Santa Clarita and the city council to the board of supervisors in LA County, to the state legislature. We have a voice in all of those arenas now. And that's why we, because the hub of that is our senior center, we invite those who are listening to the show, come to the senior center, enjoy a meal. It's great food. It's more than filling. But the point is that it's also where we can have a voice, and we can be heard. We have to be advocates, and we especially have to be advocates for those who don't have a voice, for those who are living at home without food in their refrigerator, without food for their pets, without transportation, who are facing rent increases. We have to assure that their voices are heard. And we, I think, Barbara, you and I, Robin, and all of us at the Senior Center, the City Council, we have allowed you and I, when we come here as non-seniors and now we're seniors, to have that voice.
That's right, and that is incredible. And I think we need to take another break, don't we? I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Daily Imprints is the premier one-stop shop for custom embroidery, screen printing, and promotional products in the Santa Clarita Valley. Owners Joe and Dana have provided KHTS with quality embroidered company shirts for over 3 years. If it's new business cards or promotional products you need to enhance your image, Daily Imprints is the choice for you. Located on Lyons Avenue, stop by or call today, 661-678-0508.
This is Bradley Gross from Santa Clarita Grocery. Santa Clarita Grocery serves fresh groceries to families, individuals, and those experiencing homelessness. At Santa Clarita Grocery, out of every dollar donated, a full 99 cents goes directly to the needs being addressed. As an all-volunteer-led organization, we operate on a 1% overhead, receiving no government funding for our operations in the community, resulting in us being one of the most efficient charities in the Santa Clarita Valley. If you're looking to support the good for our community, please consider partnering with us by donating to Santa Clarita Grocery. What is donated is specifically kept in the Santa Clarita Valley, helping over 3,000 families, including 5 other community charities. Please visit our website, santaclaritagrocery.org, or visit us on social media or call us at 425-7575. That's 425-7575.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Moms, dads, this is Cardin Ellis, owner of Unipest. If your house has ants, spiders, or gophers, or you want a free orange oil termite inspection, you have to call Unipest Termite and Pest Control, Santa Clarita's only factory-certified orange oil pest control company. We specialize in organic, low-impact, and traditional pest control options that are all kid-friendly, pet-friendly, and affordable with no contracts, and we're SCV owned and operated. Call us at 661-BUG-7575 or visit unipest.com.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet? One drug after another, continuing numbness, tingling, burning pain, balance problems, decreased quality of life? Are you experimenting with drugs like Lyrica, Neurontin, gabapentin, Cymbalta with limited success and your doctor telling you just have to live with it? My name is Dr. Thomas Pilecki, DC, host of Get Better with Dr. Pilecki and founder of Neuropathy Dr. X. I'm here to tell you that there is now a non-invasive natural solution to your neuropathy right here in Santa Clarita, a solution that addresses the underlying causes, and we're proud to say that we have an 87 to 97% success rate with neuropathy sufferers in getting their lives back. I'd like to invite you to our next seminar, when we'll teach you how to reverse this deadly condition that affects over 50 million Americans today. To reserve your spot now, call 753-9340. This is a free seminar, but seating is limited, so call 753-9340 now.
It's like no hottest station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And my goodness, where has the day gone? Or the hour? But you know what's coming up soon at the Senior Center?
Celebrity waiter.
Celebrity waiter dinner. Oh, and that's February the 29th. And it's a British theme. And I'm buying a table. And my table is going to be called the Royal Butlers. And everybody at the table will be dressed as butlers.
That is so cool.
Isn't that though? White shirt, bow tie, black pants. And I'm trying to decide whether we all need to wear a bowler hat.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Now, for those listeners who don't know, though, Barbara, real quick, tell us a little bit about your dad.
Oh my goodness, my father was the personal valet to King Edward, who abdicated the throne. And when he was, did you see the movie The King's Speech?
Absolutely, great movie.
That's when my dad lost his job because Edward was designated to take over the throne. And before Edward declined, my father got fired. Not fired, but he was let go. And then Edward declined because he wanted to marry Wallis Simpson,
Yes.
a divorced woman.
Yeah.
And that was really verboten.
Yeah, right.
then,
Not
really.
scandalous per se, but it was just something that the British family had not seen before, and it was just new and different and not liked by the family.
No, that's
but
very
the
true.
consequences of it was, your dad being removed from his position. But
before he did, he used to walk the present Queen Elizabeth around the palace gardens.
That's pretty cool, huh?
And Dad said she constantly chattered. She constantly was talking. And most of it was about her schoolwork and her friends at school.
Did she carry a purse with her, though?
Now that I don't know. He didn't
Just
say.
wondering, because she's, classically speaking, now they always say she always has a purse.
Yes, plus
so
a
in
hat.
her oldie,
Plus a hat.
Plus a hat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But, there were a lot of things that Dad couldn't share because it was the royal family, and words don't get out unless they are given specific information to release. But, Dad told us that she was quite a talker when she was a little girl.
That's
but
still
that's
pretty
when she
neat.
was a teenager.
But it's neat that you were so close to history.
Well,
though,
that's
Barbara.
true.
I mean, you're
Well,
one step. I mean, not even one step. You're half a step removed from the royal family.
Well, and the other thing too, I was there during the Second World War. I was a little girl, and my father worked at Mansion House. He was a caterer. He worked with foods all of his life, and he was a caterer there. And we lived on the premises. And I can remember I used to run down the pathway, which was covered, and meet him when he would come home from work. And he always knew when I was coming. And this one particular time, the siren sounded to take cover.
Yeah, because
the buzz bombs were coming
bombs,
over.
yep.
Yes. And so I was in one of the alcoves, and my dad coughed. And he knew I was somewhere down there. So I jumped out, and he put me on his shoulders, and we both went home, and then had to go into the shelter, which was the Underground Railroad, right across the street from where we lived there. And when we came out of that, after the all clear sounded, one side of the duplex we lived in was completely sheared off. And my brother's crib was hanging over the edge.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
I can tell you lots and lots of things growing up during the war.
We've had an interesting
Yes.
show, a lot of
Yes.
background coming from the Santa Clarita that had no 14 or 5 freeways to Magic Mountain to buzz bombs. I mean, we've had it all today. So thank you,
Yes.
Barbara. I mean, next
Yes.
we have to do this every month, I think.
Well,
just
yeah.
yak and talk about older adults here in Santa Clarita.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we are sponsored by Comfort Keepers In-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.